So hi, everyone. I am Julie Muir. I am with CSU IP, and I'm joined today with my colleague, Anna Lopez. She is also a study abroad advisor with CSU IP. So while we are not directly your Fullerton study abroad advisors, we work very closely with them, but we are a separate entity. And moving forward, who is CSU IP? So CSU IP, we're CSU International Programs. We're in 18 different countries, but within those 18 different countries, we have 60 programs worldwide. We do offer 2 different year-long programs, so academic year and calendar year, as well as we have semester options, so some fall and some spring programs. Not so like, but the only year where all of our programs are available is the academic year. For instance, calendar year is only for programs that are in the Southern Hemisphere, so our Australia, South Africa, and Chile. And then we do have some semester options, and those are for programs where we have a little more flexibility with, and we were able to accept students for the semester. But predominantly, we encourage students to go abroad for the academic year. Because we're a CSU program, you earn CSU credits, and then you also pay CSU tuition, and then almost all of your financial aid that applies at Fullerton automatically applies to our programs. So why study abroad? Some of the, and I'm sure you guys have heard, a lot of these, the same options are opportunities, but you experience a new culture. You can stay on track for graduation because we're a CSU program, you get the CSU credit. You save money, again, CSU program, CSU tuition, CSU financial aid. It allows you to build your resume. You learn a new language, even if you're doing a non-language program. If you're going, like, let's say to Sweden, where the classes are taught in English, you can have an opportunity to learn the Swedish language. You form new relationships. So maybe you're the only Fullerton student going on one of our programs. You will be able to meet other CSU students from across the CSUs, as well as other international students, and then other local students. And then also, obviously, see the world is a really great reason to study abroad. So then, can students afford study abroad? Yes, because you pay CSU tuition, that is a lot cheaper than, let's say, paying international student tuition. If you were to go to some of the universities we have partnerships with, if you would just go on your own, you would only be paying their international student fees, which could be very high. Whereas if you go through CSU IP, you pay, again, CSU tuition, and your financial aid applies. So almost all your financial aid will apply, except for work study. That doesn't transfer over, unfortunately, with our programs. Additionally, we do have, we have a little flexibility with like GI benefits, VA benefits, but it can be a little wonky. So we'll work, let our financial aid team know, or financial aid finance team know, and then we'll work with you, as well as your campus financial aid office. We do have opportunities in several countries where students can work on their student visas. For instance, if you were to go abroad in the UK or Australia, you can work on your student visa. The cost of living can be significantly lower in many cities. And I'm actually going to now talk about some of those programs in a bit. Additionally, we have scholarships available, and that's the next thing I talk about. Is we have CSU IP scholarships and then outside scholarships. So if you go on any CSU program, CSU IP program, you can automatically apply for the CSU IP scholarship. If you were to apply for different programs, such as one of our language and culture programs, or our Ghana program, one of our Japan programs, you may be eligible for additional scholarships. Additionally, we have some outside scholarships, which we very much encourage students to apply for. If you are doing one of our Germany programs, you may be eligible for one of the Baden-Württemberg fellowship scholarships. If you receive the Pell Grant, I highly, highly encourage you to apply for the Benjamin Gilman Scholarship. Oops, did not mean to do that. As that is up to $5,000 per semester. CSU is one of the highest recipients of Benjamin of the Gilman Scholarship, so definitely apply to those. And then additionally, there are other scholarships as the Boren, the FEA, and the JOSO scholarships. I also really encourage students to just Google scholarships, because you can find very niche scholarships that may apply directly to you. Like, for instance, if you're a female student going to Taiwan, maybe your engineering major, literally just type in those things and you may find a very niche scholarship that you apply for. And if you're willing to do the work, that is free money. So just look up all the different scholarships. But then moving on to choosing an affordable program. So for instance, at CSU Fullerton, if you live on campus, the cost of attendance at CSU Fullerton is just over $28,000. However, cost of attendance with a CSU IP program with housing can vary anywhere. And I'm just talking for the year. I'm not talking about our semester programs. Just for the year is anywhere between $17,000 to $38,000. And that's our Denmark program. And this is based off of the cost of attendance from 2019, from 2020. The list of our most affordable programs vary. So, starting from Mexico, China, Taiwan, Spain, Ghana, South Korea, Sweden, Canada, Germany, Israel, Chile, Japan, and United Kingdom. All of those are below the standard cost of attendance at Fullerton with housing. So again, we live in Southern California. It is a very, very expensive area. So it's definitely, it can be significantly cheaper. You can actually save money studying abroad on one of our programs. Will students earn academic credit while abroad? Yes. Whatever courses that you take on our program, they automatically appear on this on your CSU Fullerton transcript. Your CSU Fullerton transcript will become the transcript of record of your time abroad. So you don't get a separate transcript, it will automatically appear on that Fullerton transcript. And then because we do want students to graduate on time, we do require students to take at least 15 units per semester, so you are staying on track for graduation. Depending on the program you do, you may be able to take a combination of GE, major, and or minor coursework abroad. However, whatever coursework that you do end up taking abroad or getting pre-approved, you want to make sure that you get it approved by your CSU campus faculty to determine what kind of credit will it count towards your GE requirements, major requirements, minor requirements. You may end up having to talk to multiple advisors if you have different advisors advising in the different areas. I definitely also recommend when you're looking at the courses, also have your progress towards degree up as well, so you can start mapping it out even before you have that meeting with your advisor. You're like, oh, this class may satisfy that GE requirement, or this class may satisfy that major requirement. So start doing that due diligence, because then when it is time for you to meet with your advisor, you are prepared, and they are then really eager to work with you while and gain those courses approved for your Fullerton degree. We also very much encourage students to go abroad their sophomore year. There are certain majors like engineering, for instance, where you have such a strict timeline to take courses, where sometimes going abroad your sophomore year is the only time that you can go abroad. And so we do have several programs that are really great for sophomore year abroad, specifically our Italy program, where you can knock out a lot of GE courses during that either semester or that year abroad. Because again, you can knock out the GE credits, stay on track for graduation. If you want, you can also pick up a minor. I really recommend for a number of programs, like let's say like you're a psychology major or criminal justice major, picking up a Spanish minor, especially if you intend on remaining in California. Spanish is such an important language to have in your back pocket, especially if you're going to go into any of those fields like social work, anything like that, having Spanish. So we have a program, a language and culture program in High-End, where you can start knocking out some great requirements for your Spanish minor, or even adding on a Spanish second major. Then there are also additional opportunities to get abroad. So a number of our programs, we partner with other universities abroad. So just like Fullerton, there are different volunteer opportunities. There's service learning. There's clubs and organizations you can join to really immerse yourself in the program, in the university that you are abroad. And the more that you do while abroad, the more impactful of an experience you will have. So you're only going to put, you're only going to get out of it as much as you put in. So definitely, let's say you're applying for our program at Birmingham University in the UK. They have different, like I said, different clubs and societies, networking opportunities. So really, join everything and really immerse yourself in that university environment. Now you're thinking, okay, that all sounds great. How do I choose a program? So there's some various factors that you want to take into account. For instance, when do you want to go? Do you want to go for a year, academic or calendar year? I really do well, yes, I'm with CSU IP. We are don't fear the year. One of the nice things to come out of COVID is we were able to open up a number of our programs for semesters. While we still very much encourage the year, we do understand that sometimes the year doesn't work for everybody. But if possible, definitely try to go abroad for the year. But figure out when you want to go. Academic year, calendar year, fall semester, spring semester. Is there a specific area that you want to study abroad in? Are you ride or die a certain country or certain location? If so, let us know and we'll be able to work with you. What are some of the best programs for your subject of study? You can take a look, do a search of our programs and see what areas like your major may be available. There are some majors, like for instance, theater arts is only available in the UK and in Ghana. So definitely taking a look at which programs may be the best area for your area of study. Additionally, do you speak another language? If you do, and you have the equivalent of 4 semesters of that language, such as French, German, Spanish, or Mandarin, you could do one of our language immersion programs, and you can just start taking classes in that native language. Or do you want to learn another language? Like I mentioned, we have our high-end program in Spain, where you learn you can spend the entire year learning that language, or even the semester. Like I said, we also have that with our language and culture program in France, Germany, and then also in China. Other factors to consider when studying abroad. What is the cost of living? If finances are something you are concerned about, then you definitely want to look at one of our programs that are lower cost. What scholarships may be available for those programs. Additionally, what is the city size and population? I actually had a student, she really wanted to study abroad in Japan, but she didn't want to study abroad at Waseda University in Tokyo. She wanted to study abroad at Tsukuba University or University of Tsukuba outside of Tokyo, because she grew up in LA her whole life. She wanted a different feel. So definitely taking that into account. What do you want out of it? Similarly, what kind of program are you looking for? Is the university side, do you want to have small lecture halls, or do you want to have a big lecture hall where the faculty may not know your name? What sort of opportunities, internship, networking, clubs and organizations, what are opportunities are available in those programs? Additionally, you may want to take a look at what the whole host country culture is like in regards to race, gender, and LGBTQ issues, see if that plays a factor in deciding what program you pick. So these are the different programs that we do offer. Like I mentioned, with the language and culture programs, where you can spend a semester or a year learning the language and also taking some GE courses. Then we were full immersion language programs, and we have 2 programs in Spain, Madrid and Granada, Chile, a program in Mexico, China, Germany, and in Paris, France, where as long as you have that immediate or advanced level of language, you can take coursework in various subjects taught in that local language. Let's say if you have that intermediate level of Spanish and you're a science major, our program in Chile is going to be phenomenal for you, because they have a great science and engineering, or it's just science and biology in Chile. So that's going to be a great opportunity for you to take some major courses there. Then we have our full immersion programs in English. So yes, obviously the UK and Australia count, that, but also our program in Ghana, our program in Taiwan or South Korea, our program in Sweden, our program in Israel, all of those programs are also taught in English, but then you will take some language courses. So just you start learning the native language while you're there. And then we have our study center program. So that's our program in Italy, where we have our own faculty, our own staff, and as you're with all CSU students, majoring, architecture, studio arts, history, political science, philosophy, and also, like I said, it's a great opportunity for students to knock out some GE courses and going abroad your sophomore year. So again, I really want to encourage students to, if you have the opportunity to go abroad for more than a year, you definitely become more of a tourist. I work very closely with our alums, and all of them, across the board, really favor that second semester, because as you're approaching your first, towards the end of your first semester, that is when you finally feel like a local, and you're like, please don't let this go away. I need more time. Thankfully, you've already have that built in. You have the 1 semester extra, and that's always also why I encourage students to have your friends and family come visit during that second semester, because you've already figured out where your favorite restaurants are, your favorite reading spot is in a park. And really you have your own routine already set. And like I said, you've officially transitioned from that tourist to that local. Additionally, even if you're doing one of our English programs, but like I said, you're staying in Israel. You are learning that the either Arabic or Hebrew while you're in Israel, and you're familiarizing yourself, and even though you may not be speaking the language regularly, you are immersing yourself. Oh my God, I cannot talk. You can also stay on track for graduation, like I said, because we require the 15 units per semester. I've already said how affordable CSU IP is. Additionally, some of our programs, we actually include travel in some of our programs. For instance, programs where we have staff on site. So for our Spain programs, our Japan programs, our Germany programs, we have faculty and staff on site for those programs, and there are trips and excursions built into that program. These are the programs that we do offer for semesters. The one that's not listed here, we do have an exception coming up for spring 2022, and that's our UK program in Birmingham. So we have a very rare UK program available for just the semester. It typically isn't. Typically, our programs in the UK, Australia, South Korea, Japan are only available for, and I think Japan is also available. Our WASTA program, a rare Japan program, is available for the spring semester as well, just because our colleagues overseas in Japan and WASTA University and at Birmingham University in the UK are very eager to get CSU IP students. So we are opening it up for just the spring semester. So if you're still interested in going to either one of those countries and you just want to go for the semester, this is the time to do it, because I cannot guarantee it'll be available another term. Then going into just some simple application requirements and how to apply, we do require a GPA of anywhere between 2.5 to 3.0. It's going to vary by program, so you want to take a look at our program page to see what the GPA requirements are. We do have a few programs that do have flexibility. However, we also have some programs where they have a very, very strict GPA requirement. Like for instance, our program in Israel has a very strict 3.0 requirement. So it really just depends on the program. If there is flexibility, it'll say so on the program page. Then we have a few programs that do require prerequisites. We have a handful of programs that are available for business majors in Germany, and we do require that students have, prior to going, certain business courses that you need to take prior to going. Additionally, if you want to go one of our language programs or our immersion language program, we require anywhere from 1 semester of that language to at least 4 semesters of that language. Class standings anywhere between going abroad your sophomore year to even, we have some programs available for graduate students, anywhere in between. And then additionally, we do allow transfer students to study abroad, although that could vary by campus and by department. So you do want to take into account if Fullerton and your major allow that. Then our application process. So we actually have a deadline coming up. I know Fullerton has their own application as well that you want to make sure that you complete, but the CSU IP application, if you want to go abroad spring 2022 or calendar year 2022, that deadline is next week. It is September 15th. If we do have some programs still available and room left, we may open up some programs for October 15th to go abroad. However, I cannot guarantee what programs will be available for that October 15th deadline. So if you are interested in going abroad, definitely apply by that February 15th deadline to guarantee that your application is able to be reviewed. If you're interested in going abroad next academic year or fall semester, our main deadline is actually February 15th, unless you want to go to our program at Waseda University in Japan or our Germany music program. Both those programs have additional deadlines, which is why we have to have those applications due January 15th. So just keep that in mind. And then, but everyone else, that February 15th deadline to go abroad for academic year or fall semester. And then our October 15th deadline, we may open up some programs for March 15th and April 15th. It just depends on how many applications we've received. We may end up having to close certain programs because we've hit our peak with that February 15th deadline. So again, if you want to go abroad, make sure you apply by those deadlines. You apply on our website. And then it's a pretty straightforward application. I've had students apply within an hour. It's just asking it was one essay, asking what you're thinking about doing while abroad, and uploading transcripts. We do also require that you have a few recommendations. So at a minimum, 2 recommendations, 1 faculty recommendation and 1 IP coordinator recommendation. So you want to reach out to your study abroad office, but most likely it would be Eileen in the Fullerton study abroad office would be completing that IP coordinator recommendation. And then if you were interested in doing one of our immersion language programs, so again, the one that requires that intermediate or advanced level of language, we also require a language faculty recommendation. And then just so you know, our applications are not reviewed actually by myself or Anna. They're reviewed by a committee of faculty members from across the CSU. So if you're applying to one of our more competitive programs, then your essay is going to be key. I've actually seen students with I actually saw a student most recently with a 3.8 GPA. She kind of phoned in her essay and she got waitlisted, whereas I had a student with a 3.2 GPA really go into detail as to why academically that was the program for her, and she got accepted. And then the student who ended up getting waitlisted ended up not moving off the waitlist and ended up not getting accepted into the program. So really, take your time with that essay and explain why academically, know your audience, know why academically that is the program for you. And then admissions decisions are typically released about 4 to 6 weeks after the deadline. And then just know that we're here for you through this entire process. We continue to do advising via phone, email, and then we have advising hours. We have a pre-departure orientation. We have e-newsletters that go out. We provide visa information and support. And then we do, in your student portal, you'll find information regarding flights, housing. If you are applying to a university that has an additional application, information about that will be in there as well. But just know that CSU IP is here for you through this entire process. So serve your next steps. You're like, it's like, yes, CSU IP is the program for me. Where do I sign up? What do I do? Reach out to your study abroad office over at Fullerton. Start your CSU IP application. Start meeting with your academic advisor to discuss what courses you may want to be able to take. And then any questions, email us. And then in the chat right now, I'm going to pop in a link we actually have an application workshop coming up. We have one tomorrow and then also one next week. If you have started or plan to start an application, and we're just going to go through what that application process looks like. And then with that, any questions? I think I got into the 20-minute mark.
Good job.
No questions? Okay, well, in the chat, I'm at least going to pop in the link for information for our application workshop. Additionally, you can find information about our scheduled advising. You can always schedule an appointment with Anna or myself. And then we have weekly advising hours, Monday through Thursday as well. Once you start an application, you'll get weekly emails from CSU IP with the schedule for that week. I just got a question about, will student loans count as financial aid? Yes, they will. So whatever counts at Fullerton, with the exception of some VA, GI bills, things like that, and work study, everything will then come over to CSU IP. Any other questions? No? Okay, well, again, my name is Julie Muir, and I was joined also today with Anna Lopez, our new advisor. We're here for you. Any questions, please do reach out to us. I'm going to pop in our email in the chat, so do email us if you have questions. But just know we are in contact constantly with your IP coordinator at Fullerton, with Eileen, so if you send any questions to her, she'll usually forward them on to us as well. Okay, there we go. Okay, so with that, Abigail, I think we're done.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Likewise,
bye, everyone.
thank you.
Oh, Genesis, are you still there? I have. You want program specific for business majors? I love our business programs in Germany, so definitely take a look at those on that website. You can link to our program pages and take a look at we have 3 business programs in Germany, but you can also send us an email and we can do some scheduled advising with you.
Granada in Spain also has some business programs if you want to look at Spain.